I am here at the Shadfest in Lambertville, New Jersey to say, what the frack? You know what I mean? Here's the deal, folks. From me to you, we have to ban fracking in the state of New Jersey, am I right?
Correct.
For that matter, darling.
For that matter.
We want to ban fracking everywhere. Thank you very much. Don't go anywhere.
I won't. These 5 counties just across the water, they have 10,000 leases ready to go for drilling. This is a map of where they're doing it. I mean, obviously this is the Marcellus Shale, that's us. Parts of the rest of the country.
Well, it's already going on because we were up in the Eagles Mirror last June and the big rigs with the drilling equipment were zooming past us. People have wells in their front lawn already. You can see them, they're already there. And it needs to be stopped.
So disturbing.
I don't want to see anything get polluted or destroyed any more than, that's what's already going on. Right.
It's a big protest for fracking.
Good.
I have a pin that says no fracking way.
Awesome.
We've got to stop fracking.
It's a Delaware River watershed. And this shows 5 counties on the Delaware that are in Pennsylvania where there are 10,000 leases ready to go to drill those counties for gas. And all they need is the go-ahead from the Delaware River Basin Commission that has put out some draft regulations, and they can start drilling. There's 3 million people in New Jersey depend on the Delaware River for water. And there's people in the other states depend on the Delaware River for clean water also. On the back of this t-shirt we have a partial list of the chemicals, some of the chemicals that they use. And all of these chemicals are highly toxic. And we know that some of them are carcinogenic, mutagenic, or they're endocrine disruptors. They even use diesel in fracking. That's an article in Time magazine from the 11th of April, and it lists a number of people who've leased their land. These are farmers, actually cattlemen, and their cattle were quarantined because of probably drinking fracked water. Ted Roth thinks that we have to frack for energy, and I'm saying that we need our water more than we need the energy.
Okay, no, when we do need the energy, we're agreed, are we?
We can't live without water.
We need the energy.
We can live without gas. We've lived on the planet for a long time without gas. We could always power down.
Not as we live now.
No.
Have been living for the last 100 years.
If we don't have water, then what are we going to do?
If we don't have water, we're going to go out here to the Delaware River, which is right about 100 yards behind me, and we're going to take water out of there. New York City has some of the best water in the nation, and where does it come from?
The Delaware?
The headwaters of the Delaware River.
And that's because it's protected, because it didn't have frack water in it until now. Yes, it's still just
There went your video.
The toilets are all occupied, but just waiting.
There's no water in them because it's been fracked.
It's all been fracked out.
Delaware is clean now, and after they've got 22,000 wells drilled in it, it won't be clean anymore.
That's
enough
extreme. That is very extreme.
How about the 22,000 wells coming in the next 30 years if we let them go
But
ahead?
to say that it won't be clean, that's
It can't be clean. I've got a list. I have a list over there of the carcinogens, mutagens, and endocrine disruptors.
They've been fracking for 50 years in Oklahoma, where I
With water, we haven't had the slick water fracking is new. It's new since 2003.
The Madison Township, okay, the supervisors just voted to change the zoning law so that fracking can take place without a special exception from the zoning commission. Okay? And it just so happens that these 3, council members all happen to be leaseholders with the main Hess oil company that is doing the primary. They already signed, and so it was in their best interest of course, to change their own local zoning law to help to facilitate, has to go in there. And I don't know if you know anything about the Northern Wayne Property Owners Association,
No.
which is this group of people that's led by a very wealthy individual who basically banded together to, ensure that they would get the best deal from whatever oil company they decided to sign with, okay?
Right.
And so they're basically managing or trying to manage the whole public relations policy as it relates to fracking in that area, counter to, the local organizations that are trying to bring some sanity to this whole thing. And it's funny because I used to work for the River Reporter newspaper, which is in Narrowsburg, New York, right across the river, which is also in Sullivan County, where they're having a similar problem. And I wrote them a letter last week about the fact that I'm going to be playing here tomorrow, okay?
In Jeff Klein's
band, okay?
Yep.
And I was brought up in Hunterdon County. I remember like 40, 50 years ago when the Delaware River was basically an open sewer, okay? Between Regal Paper Company and the DDT that was flowing into the river, there were no shad. There was no such thing as a shad festival. And I thought, wow, this is great. I'm going to the Shad Festival now because this river has come back to life, okay?
Yeah.
And up where I live in in Wayne County, the eagles are just like going crazy because, the shad are back and they can breed and nest and they've got food and, and I've seen this whole transformation that, this river has made over the past 40 or 50 years. And it's like, I'm celebrating that now here today, and we're going to be celebrating that here tomorrow. And I just hope, and I'm glad that you folks are here doing this because, my message would be exactly the same thing. We're celebrating, the revival of this river, and I don't know how many of you people out there realize that it is now facing the biggest threat it's ever had to come up against in its entire existence. And we got to turn this into something more than just a festival. We got to turn it into something that's going to proactively put a stop to this insanity.
Exactly.